Welcome, Jocelyn Center Facebook Live fans. My name is Jack Newby. I'm the Executive Director here at the Jocelyn Center. Welcome to our Interview Fridays. Before we get into our interview this morning, I want to cover a couple things that are coming up here at the Jocelyn Center in the next week or so. We have got a fundraiser coming up called Catch the Wave, and this is really a rare opportunity to see a mid-century modern home in Palm Desert that was recently refurbished, and it's called the Wave House, and it's very unique, and it's actually just around the corner from the Jocelyn Center, and that's on Thursday, October 13, 6 to 8 p.m. It's a cocktail party. Tickets are $150, and it benefits the Jocelyn Center, and it is an official Modernism Week event. So we really invite you to come to that event. It's going to be a lot of fun, and the architect that refurbished the home back to its original condition will be there for a discussion, and it's a really unique home with a lot of history. It's on the National Register of Historic Places, and you can get your tickets for that by visiting the Modernism Week website. Also, we have coming up on November 12th our yard sale to help benefit our programs and services, and that is on November 12th. So come on down. That's a Saturday. You can pick up a lot of items, whether for the holidays or for yourself. And if you have things to donate, you can bring them and donate them to the Jocelyn Center right now. You can contact Melanie, our program director, at 760-340-3220, extension 102. Coming up, we also have our Aging Mastery program. That's a 5-session course, meets twice a week, starting on September 13th. So you can call Jose to register for that class. That's 760-340-3220. And the program teaches you positive aging by focusing on key aspects of health, finances, relationships, personal growth, and community involvement. And we bring in experts. We have a sleep expert from Eisenhower Health that comes in and talks about sleep and the importance of sleep. We have a certified exercise instructor that comes in and talks about the importance of exercise. So it's really a great class and helps you kind of get things together that you may have been putting off as we all grow older. And also coming up in our Wellness Center is Brain Boot Camp. That's on September 14th and 21st. And that's a great course. It was developed by the UCLA Longevity Center, and that's Brain Boot Camp. It will teach you memory tricks. It'll teach you how to improve your memory. It'll teach you about the importance of diet and exercise and how it affects your mind and your brain function. So again, a great class, and it's a fun class. Also coming up, we have the Jocelyn Singers. They are coming back. They're starting Mondays at 9 to 11 a.m. So if you want to sing, come join the Jocelyn Singers and talk with Eva Myers, the director, and she will get you all set up. And our bingos, Tuesdays and Thursdays, noon to 3 p.m. And that's a lot of fun. We're getting a lot of people playing bingo. So certainly I hope you enjoy that. And also something new we have is Morning Bites every Monday and Wednesday in the lobby from 9 to 11. So it's a continental breakfast. It allows you the opportunity to meet new people, talk, socialize, and have some real goodies. And so that's really a fun event. We love to hear the members in our lobby just having a good time and socializing. And another class we have called Cool Creations, and that's with Linda, and it's learning how to combine some of your favorite foods to make classic and unusual combinations. And that's Thursday, 11 to noon. There are also vegan and plant-based ideas, and the recipes are given out, and you also get a taste test after the demonstration. So those are some of the things that are coming up at the Jocelyn Center. You can visit our website at jocelyncenter.org and see our full calendar. We do about 65 to 70 classes and activities each week. So again, that website is jocelyncenter.org, or you can call 340-3220 to get on our mailing list for our weekly email newsletter. So without further ado, this is Interview Friday. So I want to introduce Julie Hirsch. Julie comes to us from the Jewish Family Services. Welcome, Julie. How are you this morning?
Thank you, Jack. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having us.
We're glad to have you. And for those who don't know, we've been working with Jewish Family Services for a number of years on several programs, and we're really happy to have you here. And you are one busy lady.
Like everyone in this, industry, we're all busy.
So tell us a little bit about you. You're the Director of Community Outreach at Jewish Family Services, but there's a lot under that umbrella.
Correct. So yes, I am the Director of Community Outreach, and kind of what falls under that umbrella is the oversight of all of our community programs, which I can share at length, and also sort of oversight of our volunteers, recruitment, training, assigning, supervising, and we also have something called the Senior Collaborative, for which Jocelyn is part of. The Senior Collaborative is a group of agencies and organizations in the Coachella Valley that serve seniors. And so JFS serves as the chair to that liaison. So that sort of falls under the Director of Community Outreach as well.
Well, and that community collaborative is really kind of the glue that holds a lot of the organizations together that provide services to seniors. And I know you're very busy doing research. We receive emails from you about things that are of importance to seniors. It's a great service for the community, and that serves seniors, the organizations that serve seniors, and provide some great information that people can use. So tell us about some of the things. One of the things we work with on you is the Let's Do Lunch program. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Let's Do Lunch is one of our programs that falls under our community programs bucket. And generally the community programs are for folks that are 60 plus years of age that live in the Coachella Valley. And Let's Do Lunch is a senior or mature adult, however we want to say it, social activity program. And we are hosting it currently at 5 locations around the valley. Jocelyn Center is the flagship location. It was actually a brainchild between Jocelyn Center and JFS about 10 years ago now. And the program brings in all kinds of presenters that run the gamut from things as live entertainment, art collaborations, so making sure we bring art to the folk, interesting and or informative lectures, health topics, community partners that come and talk about services and or programs that might be beneficial and or needed for folks that are attending the program. It is always a 2-hour live event now that we're back in person. We were doing it virtually throughout the closure during the pandemic. And it's completely cost-free. It does center really around more of the social engagement, the learning aspect, the getting out of your house, not spending time, just by yourself alone. But we do have a small component that includes a light lunch. So we do want to bring some kind of nutritious meal while, the folks are with us. And it's a lot of fun. It can be, you can enroll with me directly. And you can call me at 760-325-4088, extension 103, or you can email me. It's a little long, but I can share it if that's okay, Jack.
Sure.
It's J as in Julie, H as in horse, H as in horse again, IR, S as in Sam, H as in horse, at J as in Julie, F as in Frank, S as in Sam, desert.org.
We'll put that when we post this, we'll put that contact information on there so people can have an easy time finding it. So that's one of the things. What are some of the other things that fall under what you do? And then we'll talk a little bit more about JFS in general, Jewish Family Services, what you do. And tell us, maybe right now, tell us a little bit about Jewish Family Services. Despite the name, it is not a Jewish only organization, as I understand.
Correct. So Jewish Family Service of the Desert is a non-sectarian, nonprofit social service provider for the service area of Coachella Valley. And kind of just in general, we have three main buckets of programming and service. So one is mental health counseling, which we're currently doing in person at the office, and our office is located in Palm Springs, or telehealth. We're continuing the telehealth option. And then we have case management, and the case management department serves all in Coachella Valley, and that could range from anything from emergency financial assistance, assessment, to resources, referrals, assistance with public application, public benefits applications, CalFresh, Medi-Cal, LAHEAP, especially right now, tail end of the hot season, helping seniors get connected to LAHEAP, or the Federal Utility Assistance Program. And then we have the community programs umbrella. And so under community programs falls all of our programming that is completely cost-free for seniors 60 and over in the Coachella Valley. And one is a call tree program that was sort of born, we were talking about it just before the pandemic, and then it just took flight as the pandemic hit. So it's a once a week call wellness check. So we match a volunteer and a client, and they check in typically the same day and same time every week, so that everyone knows it is an appointment. And we know that if you don't answer, that might be a red flag to, sort of send out the cavalry that check and see if everything's okay with you. We also have something called Friendly Visitor Program, where we match a client and a volunteer. And typically the client is someone who's really not getting out and not engaging much in any kind of social interaction or activity. And so the volunteer will go in minimum once a week for a visit. And that visit can be anything the client is interested in doing, playing cards, reading chapters of specific books, and having a book chat after during their visit, just chatting and engaging, talking about what's going on in the world. And then we have a program called JFS Express, which is a volunteer run program that provides medical appointment transportation for seniors who otherwise really have no other options to get to and from their medical appointments. We have something called Cafe Europa, which is a specific program for our local Holocaust survivors. It's both social and social service in nature. And then Let's Do Lunch, that falls under that program.
So, I mean, most of the programs, and maybe some people don't really understand the importance of socialization for seniors and older adults. Why is that so important?
So there's been many studies done that show that the lack of social engagement can lead to increased isolation, which in turn can lead toward depression, anxieties. And so especially, I think we all saw it in the pandemic, how when we were sort of mandated to isolate and alone, we saw that seniors who live alone, which many of the folk in our Let's Do Lunch program do, and they don't necessarily have family close by or family at all. And we saw how that situation during the pandemic really affected folks, not just seniors, but everyone, from having to isolate and not go about our normal daily activity and engage with other human beings as we would want. So kind of tying that piece of the isolation for a senior who lives alone, really not engaging in much during their day in terms of other human beings and social gatherings. We saw this program as an opportunity to sort of combat what we see sometimes happening to our seniors in the community who are really kind of isolated and or homebound.
I think, and I've repeated this at other places, but one of the most astounding statistics I saw, and it was a study that was done, is that lack of social interaction and isolation, especially for seniors and older adults, can have basically the same adverse health impact as smoking about a pack of cigarettes a day. So that kind of, we all know the dangers of smoking and what it can do to your health, and to think that being isolated can have those same impacts. It's really a great thing. You do so many things to help seniors and older adults. One of the ones that I understand is that if someone finds themselves in some problems paying their bills or their rent or their air conditioner goes out, something like that, that you can provide some assistance for that.
Possibly, yes. So we definitely encourage clients to call in if they're having emergency financial challenges, and mostly folks that are really living on fixed incomes in terms of the seniors. So, you have a budget and your income kind of needs to match that budget every month. And there's times like the summer is a big time when we get a lot of calls for utility assistance. You can't help, you can't not turn your air conditioner up slightly when we're living in a 115-degree day with 50% humidity that we've seen last week and so forth. It's just not safe and healthy, especially for seniors. So we encourage people to definitely call into the case management line, and I can share that number in a moment, to work with the case management team to do an assessment and sort of weigh out what's needed, how can we help. And if it is a larger need, for example, Jackie shared, maybe someone's calling in, their air conditioner went out and they don't have the funds. It's a big ticket item. And that's sort of where the senior collaborative comes in. So JFS might not work in a silo and operate alone in that case. We might have to reach out to all our partners in the senior collaborative and say, we have this client, this is the situation. What can you kick in? Let's get this person whole and get this unit fixed for them. So yes, we encourage folks to call in if they're having some challenges to the case management team. And that number is 760-325-4088, and then extension 250. And we'll just ask that you leave a message and the case management team will call back pretty quickly.
And you mentioned your counseling program, which is not under your umbrella, but is another important service that Jewish Family Services provides to the community. If someone wants to make an appointment with that, how would they get in touch with them?
Sure. So they can call in to either the main number, which is 760-325-4088. And then they'll hit extension 121, which will bring them to the intake desk. If someone would prefer to reach out for counseling intake, they can do it via email. And that is going to be at, let me just check and make sure I don't give you misinformation. That is going to be at intake at J as in Julie, F as in Frank, S as in Sam, desert.org. So just the word intake at jfsdesert.org. And with our counseling program, we take most major insurances. We also do have a scholarship program for folks that do not have insurance and or potentially means to pay out of pocket on a sliding scale fee, which we also offer that type of service. So we would encourage folks to call in if they're finding themselves in need of some support with a professional, but they don't have the means to potentially pay for or insurance that would cover.
So there's so much that JFS offers to the community and to seniors. What is your website if people want to find out more information?
Oh, thank you for bringing that up, Jack. Good idea. It is JFS Desert,
Okay. So because sometimes there are other similarly named organizations and people may get confused, so that jfsdesert.org will bring people to the right place.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, thank you for clarifying that.
I've had that experience. Oh no, we're not the right one. You need to, it's a very similar name. So how long have you been with JFS doing all of this work that you do?
So I was with JFS earlier, took a little hiatus to explore a different career path and came back. So I've been back with JFS for the last 5.5 or 5+ years, and sort of working in the community programs realm with JFS.
Well, I know you're one of those kind of unsung heroes in the community, that you hold us together. I've attended, some of the meetings that you have with the Senior Collaborative. I know representatives from Jocelyn attend that, and it's really important because there are so many organizations here in the desert that offer services. We can't offer everything to everyone. And so having that collaborative and being able to share that information is so critical to make sure that we're all able to provide the services, the best quality of services to the seniors and older adults in our community. So I want to thank you for holding that together, because that's an important, a really important thing that we all depend on.
Oh, well, first, thank you for the kind words. Appreciate that. And yes, the Senior Collaborative is an extremely important entity that we all sort of operate through for those of us who serve seniors, because, like you said, we all do different things. We can't all do everything. And there's nothing better than working as a collaborative, in a collaborative spirit, because that's how we can help get the work done to serve the folks in need who are reaching out to all of our entities.
Well, Julie, I want to thank you for spending some time with us this morning. I have a feeling we could probably go another hour or two talking about all of the services that you do and that Jewish Family Services as an organization does. So again, we appreciate your work. Wish you a great weekend. And I don't want to see any emails from you this weekend. Take the weekend off.
Well, thank you, Jack. Thank you again for thinking of JFS and having us on your Friday interview. Really appreciate it. And thank you also for the last 10 years of partnership and collaboration. And we look forward to just, endless years to come. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Have a great weekend. And to all of our listeners and viewers, have a great weekend. And be sure to tune in next week to Jocelyn Interview Fridays at 11 a.m. So thanks. Have a great weekend. And we will talk to you next week. Goodbye.